Oh my gosh, it's raining again. I just want to say the weather forecast for Tokyo, incredibly inaccurate. It's supposed to just be cloudy all day. It's coming out hard now. This is the udon I tried to get into last time. It was flying out the door. So finally, not too bad. This is such a popular udon shop right now. They make all their noodles from scratch, and people lining out the door before it even opens. I got their famous carbonara udon. So on top, there's cheese, buttered, seared pork belly, some mentaiko spicy cod roll. So I'm just gonna give this a good mix, get the butter all melted. There's an egg yolk inside the udon as well. Man, this is gonna be really, really rich. It smells absolutely incredible. And this thing is so incredibly rich and cheesy and buttery. At the same time, it goes down so easily. The noodles are absolute perfection. I mean, this thing, they're literally making it fresh in this restaurant right next to me. So the texture is just as bouncy and chewy as it can be. Also, every single strand grabs onto that creamy sauce so well. There's a lot of flavor in that pork. It's salty, it's smoky. There's also a bunch of condiments. There's soy sauce, there's vinegar, roasted sesame seeds. I put some chilies in here as well. I think it's even better with some heat. This bowl went down way too soon. This has definitely been the cheesiest, richest, creamiest carbonara udon I've ever had in my life. There's so much flavor in here. This was worth getting rained on. The next place I'm going to is this luxury sushi restaurant. It's usually really pricey, but there's a lunch special that they have that's only about 1,000 yen. So that's what I'm gonna get. They're fully booked. But that's the place. I'll list it in my description box below. If you want a really, really inexpensive sushi meal at a very high-end sushi restaurant, go for lunch. Make sure you have a reservation. Okay, lunch number 2. I think this is gonna be awesome. Special beef steak rice. This place is really cool. When you walk in, you can see the kitchen. It's all in the middle. And the meal is incredibly affordable. A medium bowl of beef and rice, which is already pretty big, goes for about 1,200 yen, so like $8 for a bowl of steak and rice, like a good sized bowl of steak and rice. So from what I'm seeing, the meat is aged, and you can choose between 4 different types of rice. I got the garlic rice. You can also choose how big your steak is, and you can get a giant steak if you want to. I got more places to go today, so I just got a large. This is very, very exciting. The steak is definitely cooked on the rare side. Some onions. I got a whole egg, some garlic chips. Underneath is the garlic rice. Yeah, look at the steak. This is a little below medium rare. Oh wow, it's so good. The beef, definitely more on the lean side, but really, really tender. Love the crispy garlic. Love the refreshing bites of the raw onion. The garlic rice, 100% the best option. The beef is so tender. Such an incredible beefy flavor. I think if you want more flavor in this dish, I would recommend their steak and curry, which I see half the people getting that when half the people just doing what I'm doing. If you just get garlic rice and beef, you're able to taste the nice flavor of the beef much more. I'm really glad I got the extra egg though. I also got some fresh cracked pepper. Even better. And they don't ask you how you want your beef cooked. It's all cooked the same way. And these guys definitely know what they're doing. I mean, don't mess with what works. Each single piece, like I said, it's lean. So you're gonna get more of the beefy flavor, but it's so tender. I can't believe this is like a $9, $9.50 bowl of steak and rice. Now you really can't beat this value. No wonder there's a line outside. And yeah, 100% worth getting rained on again for this. Oh, wow, that place is good. That's about as tender, as good of a steak you can find for that price. Unreal. Oh, it's raining harder. Time to invest in an umbrella. Okay, I think the next one is here somewhere. This is the place right here. So this restaurant is called Kani Chahan, and pretty much everything has crab inside. So I got a crab fried rice as well as an almond rice. And this place is jam-packed and everything is cooked, again, right in front of you. It's smoky, but it smells really, really good. So my food came with an order of miso soup. And this is snow crab miso soup. That crabby flavor is very, very present in this miso soup. That's delicious. Eat the crab meat. That's nice. So this is the fried rice. Look at this. There's fresh crab meat on top of the rice. And above the fresh crab meat is crab meat mixed with the Kani miso. And that's where the flavor is. And it's such a beautifully made fried rice too. Like this, like almost every single grain is in place. Take a nice big spoonful with the crab meat and the Kani miso. The crab meat is so succulent and sweet. In the parts that's mixed with the Kani miso, you still get the sweetness from the crab. At the same time, you're getting so much of the crab concentrate, the crab umami in that bite. And that is some of the best natural flavoring in the ocean. Oh, that's so good. Plus this rice is cooked perfectly. The egg is good. You can taste the wok. It's not overly seasoned. It's not even very salty. It's just designed so you can still taste that subtle sweetness and that beautiful umami flavor from the crab. Yeah, this is great. So this next dish is the almond rice. So you see there's a mold of light brown gravy surrounding the mound of rice with crab mixed inside. The egg is covering the rice, and on top of that sits 8 crab meat from the legs of the crab. Get some of the rice, some of the egg, some of the crab meat. Wow. That egg, first of all, utter perfection. Light, fluffy, a little peppery. This gravy goes so well with the rice. It's very thick, rich, a little sweet, a little peppery as well. The eggs are so soft. It literally melts into the rice when you take a bite. Crab meat is sweet. I think they mix some Kani miso into the gravy as well because there's so much rich umami flavor. This is absolutely incredible. And also, each plate of crab rice, only about $8 US. That's cheaper than a value meal. Even though it's a full house here, I got the dishes in about 3 minutes. This place, delicious, value for money, definitely worth a visit. This place is really interesting. So this is called Yoshi Cola. So the grandfather of the owner of this place is an expert in traditional medicine. So he created his own cola, his own drink from 10 different types of herbs with a recipe. It's over 100 years old. So you go inside and they fix the soda for you right there. Wow, it tastes like a very herby, much healthier, very lemony cola, but it definitely tastes like a cola. Really refreshing. I bet this is really good for me too. And you can buy this either in a bag where they sell the bottles, where you can buy the syrup. You can take home and make it yourself. And they also have a vending machine outside, so in case this place is closed, you can still get a bottle outside. Pretty good. So dinner tonight is going to be a Yakitori Ishikawa. This is a really unique omakase. It's a grilled fish omakase. So they bring you different types of fish and they grill it right in front of you on this grill. 10 courses. First dish is cuttlefish with corn soup. This beautiful little bowl of soup. Looks like there's some squash inside too. This is really good. Slightly sweet corn soup. That zucchini is very nice and crunchy. There's some peas in here as well, and little bits of snappy cuttlefish. Very light and refreshing. Second dish is really interesting. It's so beautiful. This is called their 3-color rice bowl. And when they first brought it out, I was like, I only see 2 colors. The third color is the tuna that they just grilled right in front of me, and it's perfectly seared. The inside is still beautifully pink, and it's sitting on top of ikura and uni over sushi rice. And this thing is beautiful, 2 golden orange with the ikura looking like little pearls of golden sunset, and then the pink tuna sitting on top. Let's try this first without the tuna, just some ikura and the uni. Ikuras are little bits of popping pure flavor. Uni, creamy and sweet. This tuna is so fatty. This tastes like A5 Wagyu. Beautifully seared on either side. I love that little bitterness from the char. Inside is marbled, it's fatty, it's rich, it melts in your mouth. This is so amazingly delicious. Now take a bite with the tuna and the uni and the ikura. It's like the best flavor that could possibly exist under the ocean. Just so many different flavors and textures. All that sitting on top of just the most wonderful sushi rice. So next is a sashimi course. There's kohara, which is a Japanese herring. There's grouper and there's striped jack. Take this, a little soy sauce, wasabi if you want it. The kohara. I'm a fan of that. That's delicious. It's a very meaty fish. Texture has a wonderful chew. A little oily. That thing's got a lot of flavor. Next is the grouper. Oh, a bit of a tough fish. I think that one's just okay. And then striped jack with some seaweed. Really tender, very buttery. My favorite is the kohara though. That is so good. I love the texture, I love the flavor. That one's fantastic. So next one is the abalone and matsutake mushroom simmered together. So matsutake mushroom, I never had that before. That is the most prized mushroom in Japan. It's a very rare wild mushroom, and it can sell for hundreds to tens of thousands of dollars per pound. Wow, that's probably one of the earthiest mushrooms I've ever had. Also has a nutty note to it. I don't know if I spent thousands of dollars a pound for it, but it's a good mushroom. Wow, abalone is fantastic. That's as tender as abalone will ever get. Next course is assorted grilled fish, and they brought out a platter of different fish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 different types of fish. First thing that went on the grill, soft shell clams from Hokkaido. I don't think I've ever had this before. Mind blown by that bite. This could be a new obsession for me. The clams are cooked very quickly on the grill, and they're still moving, still alive when they're served to you, so that's how fresh they are. They are about as tender of a clam as you will ever put in your mouth. It's super snappy. The grill gives it such a beautiful smoky flavor. It's so sweet. Zero brininess in this clam. It's out of this world. Next, really thin piece of swordfish with some scallions and radish on top. That is an awesome bite of swordfish. It's a very fatty part of the swordfish. It's so tender. Usually swordfish, not very tender, especially grilled. That piece melts in your mouth, and they put a little scallion and radish on there to give it a little bit of acid, because that is some melt in your mouth, fatty, rich swordfish. And chase it with this eggplant salad they brought over. Oh, that was a phenomenal couple pieces of fish. Next, they brought over 3 little side dishes. It looks like some greens, a little bit of mushroom, and I think fish skin. Really good. Obviously, that's my favorite one. But that one's not bad either. Next 2 fish on the plate. One is grilled grouper with some scallions on top. That is some tender grouper. Beautiful char on the outside. Again, that incredible smoky flavor. That balances perfectly with the sweetness of the fish. Grouper is a very meaty fish. When they sear it all the sides, it really traps the juice in, so it makes it such a nice, tender, juicy piece of fish. And this is gonna be so good. This is grilled otoro, that like giant piece of it. Oh, that's so crazy. The flavor of that piece of fish on this grill is pure magic. There's so much fat on that fish. That thing is absolutely melts in your mouth. A buttery, rich, delicious piece of grilled fish. And they add a little bit of scallions or radish on top of the fish just to kind of balance out the richness of it. It's perfect. It really is. It's such a unique experience. I never knew something like this existed. This is like yakiniku, like seafood yakiniku. Next one is a sea bass, and this one on the grill for just a little bit. Wow, that is a fatty, break apart in your mouth, make you happy piece of fish. And that little bit of time it spent on the grill, charred up that piece of skin. Oh, that is just absolutely wonderful. That might be one of my favorite pieces tonight. This next piece is yellowtail, and again, it's just spent a little time on the grill with some grated radish on top. Way more chewy than the sea bass. That does have a little bit of a fishy flavor. That one's not my favorite, especially when I just had the sea bass, which is just phenomenal. That one's probably my least favorite piece of fish tonight. I wish I ate that one first. Last cut of fish. This is chutoro, so this is medium fat tuna and lightly grilled. It's served the sukiyaki style, so with a golden egg yolk. Wow, that is a delicious way to eat this. Absolutely love how that fat crisp up when it hit the grill. A hint of bitterness to balance out the richness of the chutoro. And the egg just makes it even more rich and creamy and delicious. A little sukiyaki sauce in here for a hint of sweetness really brings out the smokiness of the fish. I'd say that's top 3 for me tonight. Finally, another piece of grouper, this time fried with a piece of lemon on the side. That is fried so nicely. Now this is a great piece of grouper. Beautifully toasty on the outside with just that magnificent crunch. So tender and juicy inside. That is so good. They serve the piece of grouper that's right attached to the rib. So you're getting a lot of collagen in here too. That's so good, so good, so good. So second to the last course, this is clam noodles. They ask you if you want small, medium, or large. I got large. This is the large, so don't be afraid to get large. Cold clam noodles. Noodles are really, really good. The broth is really not seasoned much. I think a little clam juice and salt. Not bad, very refreshing. The noodles are spectacular. The chew, that's a chewy noodle. Finally for dessert, pumpkin pudding. Huge pumpkin flavor, caramelly, and some oolong tea. This has been an exceptional experience. Like I said, it's kind of like a yakiniku, but I think it's better because with yakiniku you get different cuts of steak, which more or less taste the same, usually all beef. This, different cuts of fish, everything tastes extremely different, and it tastes phenomenal. Food, I say, solid 9 out of 10, maybe higher. It's incredible. The grill, the smokiness, you get every single bite, the presentation is perfect. This place is something that's truly, truly unique in the Japanese barbecue world. And again, like I've been coming to Japan for a long, long time, never heard of anything like this. So this is 100% worth a try. And speaking of barbecue, I'm actually gonna go get some more. All right, this place I'm at is a really interesting yakitori spot. So the chef used to live in this house and he turned the whole house into a restaurant. So right in front of you, you see a bunch of skewers being grilled in front of you. There's also a ton of other kinds of bar food. They're known for their matsunabe, so that's what I'm getting. And also I got their 5 skewer combo, which is 5 different types of skewers. And those skewers look ginormous. I'm a little nervous right now. Okay, all my food is here. This is a lot of food. So 5 skewers plus the matsunabe. Matsunabe, whenever it comes to your table, the initial sight of it will worry people because it's just ginormous. It looks like a giant mountain, but it is gonna shrink. The skewers will not. So the outside is pork, inside is scallions, and this is the sukiyaki style. So there's the egg yolk and the sukiyaki sauce. That was a giant bite of delicious toasty pork outside, charred beautifully, nice and fatty. Inside it's stuffed full of leeks. That tastes so good. And the egg yolk and the sukiyaki sauce. I think this is the eggplant. Enoki mushrooms, same delicious toasty pork on the outside. I think this must be the eggplant. Wow, that's my favorite one. Super toasty, thin cut of pork on the outside. Basically a bacon wrapped eggplant with cheese. That's incredible. Lotus roots, just a little bit of salt. It just tastes like a very high quality piece of bacon wrapped around vegetables. Last one to try, I think this is bell pepper with cheese. Yeah. This tastes like a bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. This is the best one. Crunchy, smoky, cheesy. That one has it all. My matsunabe, it's gone down quite a bit. You gotta make sure this cooks thoroughly because you're dealing with intestines here. You gotta make sure it's cooked all the way through. Matsunabe is one of my favorite things to eat in Japan. So it's basically beef large intestines and it's so fatty and nice. Oh, it's so good. It's so fatty. And they put a lot of garlic and chilies in the broth. Oh, the soup is so good. Wow, a ton of miso in here as well. Wow, the leek's good, the cabbage is good. Everything has soaked up that delicious miso flavor from the broth. It's so thick and rich too. This is a really fun place. First of all, they're so nice here, really accommodating. They do have English menus, so don't feel intimidated coming in. But all the skewers grilled right in front of you. It's absolutely delicious. All that porky fat soaks into the vegetables on the inside. The matsunabe is good. They had another dish I really wanted to try. A5 Wagyu Mapo tofu. If I saw that earlier, I 100% would have got that. All right, gonna get back to my food before it gets cold. As always, all the places I went to listed down below for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again, see you later.